Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Let's start with the today's multiple choice question and answer series presented by Let's Learn Series set 46. Right? Okay, let's start with the today's first question. Now friends, the first question states, risk assessment are most effective in a software development enterprise when they are performed. The options are before system development begins, option 2 during system deployment, option C during each stage of the system development life cycle, and option D before developing a business case. Friends, the correct answer in this question is option C, that is during each stage of the system deployment life cycle. Because friends, performing risk assessment at each stage of the system development life cycle is most cost effective because it tends to ensure that the flaws are caught as soon as they become discoverable. Right? Let's discuss the other options which are incorrect. Friends, starting with the option A, that is before system development begins. Friends, this option is incorrect because performing a risk assessment before system development begins does not reveal any of the vulnerabilities, right, introduced during the development stage. Right? That's why this option is incorrect. Moving to the option B, during system deployment, this option is also incorrect because performing a risk assessment at a system deployment is not cost effective. Right? And moving to the option D, that is before deploying a business case. Friends, this option is also incorrect because performing a risk assessment before developing a business case does not reveal any of the vulnerabilities found during the system deployment life cycle. Right? Moving to the further next question. Let's start with the next question. The next question states, what is the main objective of risk identification? The options are option A, to detect possible threat that may affect the business. Option B, to ensure that risk factors and root causes are managed. Option C, to enable the review of the key performance indicators. And option D, to provide qualitative impact value to the stakeholders. Friends, in this case, the correct answer is option A, that is to detect possible threat that may affect the business. Because friends, in this, the risk identification is the process of determining and documenting the risk that an enterprise faces. Right? So the identification of the risk is based on the recognition of the threat, vulnerabilities, asset and control in enterprise operational environment. Right? Let's discuss the other options which are incorrect. Option B, to ensure that the risk factor and the root causes are managed. Friends, this option is incorrect because ensuring that the risk factor and the root causes are addressed is the objective of the risk response process, not of the risk identification. Right? Moving to the option C, to enable the review of the key performance indicator. This option is also incorrect because ensuring that the risk factor and the root causes are addressed is the objective of the risk response process, not of the risk identification. Right? And at last, to provide the qualitative impact value to stakeholders. This option is also incorrect because the qualitative risk impact value derived from the risk assessment process. Right? Let's discuss the next question. The next question states, which of the following trigger performance of an internal ad hoc risk assessment before the annual occurrence? Right? The options are option A, new chief information officer is hired. Option B, senior management adjust risk appetite. Option C, risk changes on a frequent basis. And option D, a new system is introduced into the environment. Friends, in this the correct answer is option D. That is, a new system is introduced into the environment, right? Because friends, introduction of a new system add to overall risk of the business objectives, right? So the level of new or added risk should be determined via an ad hoc risk assessment. Understood? Let's discuss the other options which are incorrect. Coming to the option A, that is, a new chief information officer is hired. Friends, this option is incorrect because a new chief information officer may undertake a new enterprise risk assessment, but it would not necessarily be required because the chief information officer would review the last risk assessment if there were no changes to the environment, right? Similarly, moving to the next option, that is, senior management adjust risk appetite. This option is also incorrect because, friends, senior management adjusting the risk appetite will significantly affect the risk response, but does not require a risk assessment, right? Coming to the option C, that is, risk changes on a frequent basis. Friends, this option is also incorrect because risk changing on a frequent basis will be captured during the annual risk assessment, right? That's why this option, that is D, is correct. Moving to the next question. The next question states, which of the following action is the best when a critical risk has been identified and the resources to mitigate are not immediately available, right? The options are: option A, log the risk in the risk register and review it with the senior management on a regular basis. Option B, capture the risk in the risk register once and resources are available to address the risk. Next, escalate the risk report to the senior management to obtain the resources to mitigate the risk. And option D, review the risk level with the senior management and determine whether the risk calculation are correct. Friends, in this the correct answer is option C, that is, escalate the risk report to the senior management to obtain the resource to mitigate the risk. Because if resources are not available or prioritized, need to be adjusted, it is important to engage the senior management to assist in escalating the remediation, right? Let's discuss the other options which are incorrect. Coming to the option A, that is, log the risk in the risk register and review it with the senior management on a regular basis. This option is incorrect because this is a critical risk, right? The question says it's a critical risk, right? So critical risk logging and reviewing the risk on a regular basis would not be a suitable option. It should be escalated to the senior management immediately, right? Moving to the next option, that is, capture the risk in the risk register once resources are available to address the risk. Friends, this option is also incorrect because this is a critical risk, capturing the risk once resources are available would not be a suitable option. It should be escalated to the senior management, right? Again, coming to the next option, that is option D, which is incorrect, which states that they review the risk level with the senior management and determine whether the risk calculation are correct. This option is also incorrect because a review of the risk level should already have been performed, and this will not resolve the problem with the risk that exceed the risk acceptance level, right? That's why the option C is correct. Friends, thank you for watching the multiple choice question answer series. Here we come to the end of set 46. Please do subscribe and hit like button. Thank you.